Hello, we're unmuted now.
We're unmuted now.
We're
Hello.
unmuted now. Hi guys. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna be doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist tonight. Should be fun. Lots to go on tonight. Last night was Mag's Tale, which went really well. We didn't all die. And tomorrow night is Strahd, which hopefully goes well and we don't all die.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically how those games run. We had a pretty big week last week, the party here. So if you are ready, Corgi.
All right.
What was it? Tell us what we did.
Yeah, tell us what we did.
Tell us what we did. All right. The morning of the party, the alley is filled with activity. Stalls and displays are being set up, as well as all sorts of decorations. As evening draws closer, the guests begin arriving from all walks of life, including the super rich that Phoebe immediately insults. While Gorbert is mingling in the alley, Travis sees something that makes him growl. Gorbert follows him to see what he is seeing, and he recognizes one of the halflings from Frunes. Phoebe joins him, and she asks Travis if one of them is the man that hurt him, and he nods. Now on a mission, they begin looking for this Roy that broke Travis. They find the group again, and Travis points out a human standing with the halfling. Gorbert immediately confronts him, but the man laughs at them and walks into the tavern. Phoebe summons a bird to follow him around. Inside, Volo escorts Gorbert and Phoebe around, introducing them to the more important people at the party. When Volo mentions Rainier and Floon, when Volo mentions to Raynar and Floon that they were the ones that to rescue them and they ought to buy the group drinks, Gorbert sees a dwarf's eyes snap to them. Something about his eyes look familiar to him, but he can't quite place them. Sora sits with Floon and Raynar, having a drinking contest. A group of individuals in black clothing with purple scarves walk in and sit with the Ambermoors. Soon after, Raynar then abruptly apologizes and rushes out, dragging Floon with him. Only a few moments later, Gorbert notices the dwarf from earlier walking out the door too. Cautious about the Xanathar at the table with the curious about the Xanathar at the table with the Ambermoors, Phoebe casts Find Familiar and sends a hummingbird to listen in on the conversation, but they obviously see it. Fortunately, she does hear a couple of things. They are searching for a man, but they lost him in the crowds. Then Lord Ambermoor says, "This stone will be the death of me." The man with him replies that the stone will be the death of the city if they can't get it back. As the Ambermoors are getting up to leave, Sora sees her opportunity to get the handkerchief. Using Josephina's curiosity to play with Travis, she is able to slip her hand into the lady's pocket and nimbly lift it. Later, when she looks at her find, she also discovers platinum and diamonds wrapped up in the cloth. Finishing up the evening, they partake in the axe throwing competition. Gorbert scores 7, beating the highest score by 1. Phoebe is pleased with her score of 2. And then Sora walks up and hits the bullseye with 4 axes, finishing with a score of 8. From behind them, they hear a growl. It ends up being Roy, who had thought that his score of 6 was going to win him the breastplate. Upset, he storms off. Sora receives the breastplate prize and decides to give it to Gorbert. Leaving the mess in the alley for tomorrow, they head to bed. A large shake and the sound of an explosion wakes them in the morning. Gorbert and Phoebe run outside to see a crater in the explosion inside of the alley, filled with several bodies. And that is where we left off last time.
All right. So, like you said, you guys run outside in the morning. It's about 10 a.m. Sora is still asleep, as far as you guys know. As you run out, you can see where the explosion happened in the middle of the alley, right outside of the tavern. You can see bodies laying around the area. And from here, you guys can see Fala. She runs out of her house at this point and starts to lean down and tries to help anybody who's not dead. Anybody injured?
I'll run over as well and try to aid Fala.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check for survivors also.
All right. So roll investigation.
Me or him?
Both of you.
Oh,
12.
No. 14.
Okay. Well, stop that real quick. Was I gonna hit this one? No. This one. Sure. Okay, so you rolled 12 and 14. Okay, so where's the list of folks? There it is. All right. So you guys run to the group of people. You find first Phoebe. You find one elderly female human. Who is deceased. You find okay, you find a female human who's laying on the ground and her leg has been very badly burned. And she's like screaming in pain, and her like she's like trying to put out the fire that's on her skirts. She's laying next to two other female humans and a male half elf, and they're all dressed in similarly nice clothing. Kind of plain though, but nice. She's like screaming and trying to like put out her skirt.
I'll like try to help put it out with like.
You can like just help put it out. Okay, all right. So you put the fire out.
Except she's going to do it in the most Phoebe way possible.
You're gonna try and put it out by beating it with a shovel.
I was thinking about my bag of copper coins.
Oh no.
But I don't think that's probably the best idea.
I'm not sure that's even logical. So
let's see, what do I have that would make sense for me to pull out?
you could put it out with, just pat it out with your hands, trying to.
Yeah, but that's not funny. Fine, I'll kick dirt on her to try to help put it out.
Okay. So it's out, but she's very badly burned.
Are they stable though?
She's stable. She's just pretty bad. Her leg is is burned quite a bit.
Okay, I'll be like,
Okay, I know it hurts right now, but I need to make sure there's not anybody that's in worse shape. Can you wait?
Oh, yeah, I can help. I can wait. She like looks down at her companions, that aren't moving. A little upset, quite a bit upset actually, probably. Um, Gorbert, you um you come up on a young man who's just like laying down. He looks mostly dead.
not quite dead yet.
Not quite dead yet, but mostly dead. Um, when you inspect him a little bit and you roll him over, you realize he's still alive, but just barely at this point. Seems like he was knocked across the ground by the force of the blast. He's not on fire though.
Okay. So I'll do my best to make him comfortable and check him over. Does he look like he's going to die if I don't do something, or is he just really badly hurt?
He could die if at this point.
Okay. All right. So I'll check him over, and I guess I'll cast Cure Wounds on him just to heal him a little bit.
Okay. Go ahead.
For 12.
Oh,
Nice roll.
he's almost like new.
Yeah.
His eyes open wide and like he gasps in. He sort of like realizes where he is and is like wondering what's going on? What happened?
We don't know. We heard an explosion, and we just came out and found all of you laying in the street.
Explosion. I was just going to see my grandmother. You look around, a little bit further over from you, laying on the ground, are two, cloaked male humans in black leather armor. And in front of them, laying on the ground, is what looks from this angle to be a dwarf of some kind.
He's on the ground also.
Yes. Further away from you than the. I guess no.
So
I guess he would be closer to you. He's closer to
Okay.
you than the people in black armor.
Okay, so I'll make my way to the dwarf.
Okay. You go over to the dwarf to check him. As you roll him over, you realize that he's a kind of dwarf. He's a Duergar. And his eyes open. He's dead. He's very badly burned. His cloak is burned quite a bit on the back, and in his hand, as he rolls over, is a dagger. His eyes open, and that's when you're reminded of those eyes you saw last night. So you don't know this Duergar, but his eyes have like a yellowish twinge to them that reminds you of the Duergar that you had met underneath.
Okay.
Before.
Right.
Um.
And then you said there's how many in black armor?
There are two.
Two. And
male
they appear
humans.
dead also, or I can't tell from this distance.
They are dead. Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll make my way over to Phoebe.
Okay. Yeah, you guys spend a couple of more moments trying helping survivors and getting people away. From above you, you start to hear the thumping of wings. And when you look up, you can see a griffin is circling the area above you, and the looking over the edge is a soldier looking down on the scene. The smoke from one of the burning tables nearby probably brought him over. After a couple of moments, coming in from each of the alleyway entrances is 6 of the watch. The city guard arrives. It's not. Go ahead. If you want to say something.
Well, how many people need to heal up? Like, is it just the one woman and the guy that I healed? Are they the only 2 real survivors?
You could say there's like maybe 1 or 2 more. But they're not in any like immediate danger.
Okay. Because what I'll do is I'll summon my Eldritch Cannon as the protector, so it'll actually give everyone within 10 feet of it 10 temporary hit points.
Okay. All right. So you start healing everybody up, and about
That
this
includes
time,
you, Phoebe, too.
And conversely, I will get everyone nearby. And I will cast Healing Spirit. And anybody in my bubble when I walk by them, basically it says for the first time I walk into or somebody moves into its space, they restore 1d6 HP.
Okay. So you guys set up and start to heal people. Then 6 from each entrance there. So you guys can see this. The stream can't. But from each of these sides here, there's 3. 6 guards enter from each end and sort of block off the alleyway, keeping anybody new from entering. They also start to gather people and move them away from the actual scene, including you guys. We're gonna need you guys to step back, but stay close. You're gonna be needed for questioning when the black robes show up.
Okay, I'm gonna be making breakfast. I'll be in there.
I'm gonna did Fala go back to her shop?
She's standing in front of her shop on the street.
All right, so I'm gonna walk over to Fala and ask if she saw anything.
She goes, oh, Gorbert, I was just up on the second floor of the greenhouse. I was watering plants when on the other side of the room the explosion happened and it blew out a bunch of the windows on that side. So I ran over to see. I looked out the window and So lucky I wasn't injured. But through the smoke, I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of that Duergar there, and then he limped off. He was very badly burned. He was looking all over the place.
A cloaked man? Was he human? Do you know what he was?
I couldn't see where um a whole lot of
Was he
his
was he
features.
short? Was he little? Was he little like a dwarf or like myself, or was he tall?
No, he was taller, like a human.
Okay.
Um,
That's interesting.
yeah, he headed limped out that way, and she points toward the bent nail, which I think that's this way.
Yeah. And some of the guard came from that way, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna call over one or two of the guards that came from that direction,
Okay.
and
Um,
I'll tell them what Fala said, that possibly a human in a cloak, badly burned, um, limped away the same way that they came,
okay.
um, after the explosion.
Um, so they are going. Um, I, of course. All right. So they talk to Fala for a minute to get the best description they can get, and they send they send two of the six guards that are standing on that side to head off in that direction to try and find him. One moment, please, when I read a paragraph or two. Just want to see what happens. Go looking for that guy.
I rolled for making breakfast. What I'm doing is taking the old bread from the party the night before and like frying it. Basically, I'm making French toast.
Okay.
And I'm making a whole bunch of it, and I'm going to take it out and hand it out to the people who are out in the alley who are injured or shocked. And as I go around, I'm going to ask anybody if of course, are you okay? Did you see anything? Do you know what happened?
All right. Um. Roll a. All right. Wait. Roll a perception check.
14.
Okay. So uh in an alleyway, when like stuck near let's see, right here, right here. It's not really an alleyway. On the corner of that house, there's a rain barrel, and you can see, you can see what looks like the bottom half of a young boy hanging out of the rain barrel. His upper half is down inside, and he's splashing around inside um the barrel.
Do you want to put up the map so everybody knows what you're saying?
Oh, I guess.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a problem child.
Right here.
He was trying not to use the map.
I was trying not to use the map.
The map. The map.
The map. This place you gotta go. I can get you there. I know. The map.
Excuse me, little boy.
And he whips back, and there's like a splash as he like comes popping up out of the water. He's got one hand still down in the water. Well, the rest of him is now up looking at you. He says, "Hi."
Hello. What are you doing?
I'm gonna walk over to the barrel.
Well, I was hiding.
You weren't doing a very good job. I saw your butt.
Well, no, I wasn't hiding just now. I was hiding behind the barrel. Right after the explosion, I jumped back here. When I was hiding, I heard a splashing sound come from within the barrel. So I reached down in. That's what I was doing. I was just reached down in.
You want breakfast?
Yeah, I would like breakfast. That smells good.
I'll hand him a piece of French toast.
So he takes his hand out of the barrel without thinking, and he reaches for the French toast. And he takes it from you. In his hand is hanging a necklace. It's got two large glowing round orbs. They're glowing like a bright orange, each of them.
That looks pretty dangerous. I don't know if you should have that.
What this? Oh, I don't even know what it is. I think I just took it out of the bottom of this barrel.
I can give you. How about this? You seem like a really good boy, and I don't want you to get in trouble with all of the guards around. How about I take it so that way you won't get in trouble for it, and I'll give you 3 pieces of French toast to take with you.
Roll a persuasion check.
She's so not persuasive. Oh, she's more persuasive than I thought. Oh no.
I was actually gonna say you have advantage because you bribed him with
Okay, then that's good.
I was like, do I say it? I'll just wait for the roll.
What are the odds
that's
of
much
rolling
better.
2 ones? There you go.
21.
Okay, and he gives you the thing, the necklace, and I wish I was gonna sell it, maybe make some money, but okay, you can have it, I guess.
She will feel bad and reach into her third boob and pull out a handful of copper and hand it to him.
Okay. 1 second. I'm being summoned to the door. Apparently
Okay, somebody wants your phone?
I don't know, maybe.
How much do you think is in a Phoebe handful? Like a roll of D10 for it?
I don't know. Yeah, probably, right? A D10 or a D12 because they're copper pieces. Probably a D10. Well, you're kind of small.
I've acquired hamburger cake.
Oh, nice. Hamburger cake. Here, show that thing off. Show everybody that beautiful hamburger cake.
I can't even put my headphones on. This is terrible. Okay, let's see how we do.
This comedy of errors is beautiful.
This is the cake. Let's see if I can get it on the camera. There we go.
Awesome.
It's so cool looking.
That's for later.
So
hamburger cake could also be considered a meatloaf, probably.
It's high in protein.
It's got ketchup icing. All right.
So we were discussing that a handful would probably be like a dice roll.
Yeah.
We were maybe a D10 or a D20, or I mean a D12.
Okay, you can roll a D12.
Okay. See what a Phoebe handful is. It is 6. 6 copper pieces.
All right. You give him 6 copper. He takes it. He looks at it. He goes, I mean, I probably could have got more than 6 copper, but thank you.
You're very welcome, young boy. Now run along.
That's all. That's all you getting. Getting
Right.
French toast and
I'm being
copper.
summoned. I'm being summoned again. I was summoned once, but
As far as Phoebe is concerned, she has done a service for this young boy. I mean, she has
Right.
given him. She has done everything she possibly could for him. There's nothing
She
else that he would need.
she's fed him. She's fed him. She's paid his rent.
Yeah, exactly.
She's doing her best to keep him out of trouble with the law by taking the goods away from him.
I know, right? I didn't want him to get in trouble. I need to type this in the notes. Coffee boy, I need coffee.
Yeah, me too.
okay. Back. All right. So, Martin, he hangs out for a minute. He's not gonna run quite off quite yet. Um. Okay. So after talking to
Okay, I'm gonna
Martin,
take
what would you
the.
guys like to do?
I'm gonna take the necklace
Mm-hmm.
and like put it into my I'll put it in my third boob for now.
Okay.
And then I'll continue handing out the toast to everybody and continue to ask.
Okay. After a moment, you come across a woman standing outside of Vincent Trench's place. She's dressed fairly well to do. She was, as you walk up to her, she's complaining very loudly about how she's being held up and not allowed to leave at the moment. But she says to you, yes, they said I must stay, because I saw who did it. I saw who caused this whole thing. I don't even care. I've got to get home. I can't be caught really here in this alley. Phoebe? Am I muted? No?
Nope, I can hear you.
Nope. I
Okay.
was muted. Sorry. I guess hearing this, I'll go up to Vincent and oh, actually,
Vincent's
where's
not there.
Gorbert?
Vincent's inside. He's not there.
Oh, okay. So
But she's
Gorbert
in front
is
of his house. Gorbert is
down the
over by
street from me.
Follows, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right where I am on the map. That's where I am. I'm standing in front of
Okay.
Fala's shop talking to Fala.
All right, then I want to make
Gorbert, come here.
and I'll
What
grab
is it,
him and
baby?
just start dragging him. Come on. And I'll drag him over
Okay. I'm coming.
so he can hear what she's saying.
She turns to one of the ladies nearby, and she says, "I tell you, it wasn't a man. It wasn't a person. It was more like a puppet that sort of looked like a man. But like a puppet without strings, like a marionette, but not. It was up.
Coming up on the conversation, I'm gonna be like,
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You're saying that you saw who did this?
Yes, I saw. Well, who or what or I don't know, but I saw him for sure. I was coming out of here. She points at Vincent's. And I was heading down towards over there, and she points towards the tavern in that direction.
Okay.
But I looked up on the roof up there, and there was a puppet man person. It looked like a man. It was wearing sort of clothes, kind of. Had like a cape or something.
And it caused the explosion?
Yes, it had taken something and it had thrown a small, like, I don't know. It threw something down onto the ground down there, and that's when it hit the ground. It exploded. It just killed everybody there. I saw those
Like an object or a bottle?
like a small marble, like a large marble, really. I saw those halflings burned alive. She points at a group of 4 halflings, which you hadn't seen up until now. There are 4 halflings that are playing flute. They're holding a flute and a fiddle, and 2 male halflings that are laying on the ground nearby. None of them look like rat people. I feel like I have to say that every time I bring up halflings from now until forever.
So they look like they look like bards or musicians or something.
Yes.
And then I'll elbow Gorbert and be like,
Hey, I wonder what agency they were looking for. I bet you they're hiring more people now.
Can we focus? Can we please focus?
Jesus Christ. Wow. All right.
welcome to Phoebe.
That's dark. Alrighty. At about this time, another large group of soldiers enter the area, as well as a long carriage pulls up on the north entrance of the alleyway, blocking the alley. Out of the carriage gets a man in a long black cloak. He has short trimmed gray hair. And he's talking to some decorated member of the City Watch. The sergeant leads him over, and he begins to inspect the scene pretty closely. You guys can watch him from there. Some of the members of the soldiers, the City Watch that had shown up, they start to head around and talk to different members of the people who are standing there watching, going through the witnesses, and they collect some of the people you've talked to, and bring them over to the corner over here. Right there. Right near there, where the explosion happened. So that once the black robed guy gets done inspecting the thing, he can have a talk with them. One of the soldiers comes and up to you guys. Well, what did you see? if anything at all.
We didn't see anything. We heard an explosion, and by the time we got outside, there was just a bunch of bodies laying here in a crater.
I hand him a piece of French toast.
Yes, thank you. He begins to eat it while haphazardly writing. Well, if you didn't see really anything, did you, where do you live in the alley, you say?
We live at the Troll Skull Manor.
The Troll Skull. Okay. Right out in front of here. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a big party last night. I mean, you can't really tell that the alley's a mess now.
Yes.
It's a little bit messier now.
All right. Yes. Okay, I see all the mess. Well,
There's a lady down by Trench's detective agency that says that she saw some kind of a puppet cause the explosion by throwing some kind of an orb on the ground.
Yes. I believe we talked to her. She's over there. He points over to the people that they've collected, and she's standing there. She looks very upset at this point. She's been here for like an extra 45 minutes that she's not wanted to be. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys to head inside to your tavern and stay there until either this mess is cleaned up out here and we leave, or until somebody comes and collects you.
Okay.
I
very
roughly hand Gorbert a piece of French toast too.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. You guys head inside.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you head inside, you can see that they are starting to collect up the bodies, and they are being brought down the street, and put in that long carriage at the end of the street.
That's crazy, Gorbert. I wonder. I mean, there were the guys in the black cloak. Their bodies out there. I wonder if this has to do with the Xanathars and their gang war.
I don't know. There was Fala said that a tall figure in a cloak took something off that dead Durgar out there. And that woman down at Trenches said it was some kind of a puppet. It wasn't really a man. It was a tall puppet, like a marionette. Maybe some type of construct. I don't know.
So it was really weird. I didn't get the opportunity to tell you about this last night, but remember when I set my little hummingbird to listen in on the Ambermore table?
Yeah.
They were talking about, or at least Ambermore was talking about that something about the box would be the death of him. And the other guys said that they were trying to track a guy, but they lost him in the crowd in the alley.
The box would be the death of him?
Mm-hmm. And then the other guy said that if they didn't get back, it would be the death of the city. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Fala did say that they took something off the dwarf.
Did you notice anything weird at the party last night?
Oh, there's all sorts of weird stuff at the party. I'm pretty sure that's the same dwarf that was at the party, the guy with the yellow eyes. The one he left right after Floon and
Oh,
Renard.
so you would okay. I should say this. So the eyes of the guy look the same, but he doesn't look the same. He looked like a
Oh,
dwarf the
So
night
so
before. He's a
Gotcha.
Duragar now.
okay, gotcha.
Sorry, I don't think I don't think I'm putting this out there the right way.
But his eyes were the same. Do I
eyes
think
were-
it's the same person?
Yes. You would think it's the same person, yes.
Yeah, so I'll relay that to Phoebe. That
I think that's the same guy that was at the bar last night, but last night he wasn't a Durgar, he was a dwarf.
How did we find our shapeshifter?
possibly.
Possibly.
Not the no. Sorry, no. There's still not a doppelganger. Just a Duragar that can swap around.
Yeah, Duragars are magically innate. So
That's cool.
Alrighty. So you tell Phoebe that the Duragar is the guy from the night before. Only
the dwarf from the night before was a Duragar who
right.
who left in a hurry right after Floon and Raynar left.
Right.
I don't know if he was following them or not, but it was a pretty big coincidence that he walked out right after them.
Hmm.
I don't see why they would be together.
This is very curious. Do you think the Ambermoors were involved?
Well, at this
Oh,
point,
I don't know.
Sora can come down, I guess, and you come down and go outside with Emek.
I as they walk by, I hand them each a piece of French toast.
Well, you haven't seen them yet. They're outside.
The stairs are outside.
The stairs are
Okay,
outside.
when they walk inside, I hand them a piece of French toast.
Okay. So yeah, you head around outside. There are people being dead bodies being loaded into a long black carriage at the end of the north entrance to the street. The down this way, there's an explosion down here on the corner, or the remnants of that.
Did you hear the explosion, Sora?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. No.
There are the city watch is gathered around, and they actually ask you who you are, and did you see anything?
I didn't even hear anything.
Right. Where did you came from the tavern here?
Yeah, I'm a resident here.
All right. I actually have somebody already on this list. All right, so just add you to this list. I need you to head inside your residence for the time being. You, sir, do you also live here? No, I don't. Says I'm at the tavern down the way. Did you also not see anything? No, I didn't. Well, I'm gonna ask you to leave the area then. And sends Emek on his way down the street.
Bye.
Bye. So now you head
And then I'll
in
walk inside.
and get given a French toast.
Take my toast.
Take my toast.
Thank you. Do we know if it's good French toast or is it just
I
French
made
toast?
beautiful French toast.
Awesome.
She
Yeah.
did. She rolled 20. Dirty 20. That's pretty good.
Nice. Fantastic.
Okay. So,
You got a knack for this, Phoebe.
after a short period, about half an hour or so, you can look out the window and you can see they've gathered up all of the bodies have been taken down and brought within the carriage, and the there's a knock on the door to the tavern. Sorry.
I'll answer it.
Okay. At the door is the black robed man. He has gray short cut hair. He's an elf, but not like fairly old, but not super old for an elf. Just, elves.
Old to us, but not old to them.
Right. And he says, "Hi, I would like to, I'm a member of the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors. My name is Barnabas Blastwind."
Oh, hello, Barnabas. I am Gorbert Glurbkin. I am also a member of the Magus and Protectors.
What was his last name? Barnabas what?
Blastwind. He says, I was just wondering if I could ask you some questions about today's events.
Oh, certainly. I don't have much I can tell you, but I'll gladly share with you any information that I have.
Well,
Are you really a member? Show me your card.
the one of the guards in the back
You'll have to
giggles.
excuse Phoebe.
He reaches down without a problem, and he reaches out and brings out a card as well.
Okay, I'm going to inspect it
Multipass.
thoroughly.
Okay.
Want me
You
to
may
do
inspect it?
investigation?
Okay. You can. I don't know what it says.
Oh, she's
So-
just making sure it's real and not fake.
all right.
Yeah.
It's very real. Yes.
Okay. She's just like stroking her chin. She's got her lips pursed, and she goes,
Phoebe, give him back his identification.
Thank you. But
And then she shoves a piece of French toast back with his ID.
now, were you three live at this residence?
Yes, upstairs.
Were you expecting a visitor this morning?
I don't believe so.
I'm gonna look at Phoebe.
Were we expecting anyone this morning?
I wasn't.
Sora?
No.
Okay.
Nope. We had a bit of a grand opening party yesterday for most of the day and late into the night, so we slept in this morning. But we weren't expecting any visitors today.
Okay. Would you mind if I just cast a little spell to for this just casual
What
Are you,
what kind
are
of
you
spell?
casting a truth circle?
yes, I was Just a
I
to
have no lies to hide.
I'm fine with it.
all right. So
Must I partake?
huh?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. I need. What is it? A wisdom save? I'm not looking at the right thing here.
Probably wisdom.
I think it's wisdom. It could be wisdom today, anyway. Go ahead, wisdom.
Thank God for advantage.
What are we doing?
Wisdom save against the truth spell.
Oh, for all of us with advantage?
No, I
No.
have advantage on wisdom against magic.
I have advantage against spells and other magical effects.
That's
I'm
Oh, there you
so
go.
gonna lose
That's
this.
probably it. Yeah.
14, not terrible.
Oh my gosh, that means I'm gonna like totally wreck this.
Truth starts with a T, right?
Woo! Good thing I had
Nice.
advantage. Both of us.
Everybody's so glad that they have advantage.
Oh, we have advantage?
No.
No, we do because
Oh,
we
okay. I
have.
was about to say,
we
I
have.
didn't think I did. Wow, the both of you've had a critical fail in there. Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, all right. And he
Oh,
says,
or it's Circle of Truth if you're looking for the spell.
there we go. That's probably why I can't find it. Not that it really matters at this point, but
Truth starts with a C.
strange how that is. You know, D&D, it's all weird. Must be in Elvish.
I think. Oh wait, maybe that's wrong. Let me see. I have a character that has it, so
It really
Not
doesn't
this one.
matter.
Oh, cone of truth.
Oh no, Cone of
I don't know.
Cold.
Hang on.
Cone of Cold. Let's see what it's called.
Hang on.
It is
It's probably not even in the player's handbook, and I'm looking for
Zone
no
of
reason.
Truth.
Oh,
Zone of truth.
jeez.
It is called Zone of Truth. I will put it in the thing.
That's cool. You can do that. Put it in the thing.
There you go.
All right. Okay. All right. So, he says, well, it seems to me that, one of the people who was killed out there was directly headed for this establishment. Do you know, or have you ever seen this man? And he turns one of the guards that's nearby into the Duergar.
Nope, never seen him before.
That's true. None of you have seen him before.
I mean, I saw him this morning, dead out in the street.
Yes. Nobody here knows him?
No.
No.
Okay. Well. Well, being well, do any of you have any information regarding regarding this that you may know that you'd like to pass along?
Everything that I know I learned from somebody else that you probably already talked to.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we heard the explosion, went out into the street, and just tried to help whoever we could find that was still alive.
Well, that's fine. What is there any I would like to corroborate the stories that I've heard from these other people with what you have heard from them as well.
Oh,
Some
Well,
people
there was a
like
crazy
to.
lady talking about a puppet. I heard that one. Well, I think everybody in the alley heard that one. She was screaming.
yeah. She said a puppet. She says it wasn't a person. It was a puppet, like a marionette with no strings, threw some kind of orb at the ground and created the explosion. Um, but now Fala over at the greenhouse uh came running out when the windows blew out of her shop, and she said that she saw a tall, dark cloaked figure running away from the explosion after it took something off of that Duragar. And it was headed down towards the bent nail down the alleyway behind us here.
Yes. From from behind him, one of the city watch that was with him speaks up and says, "Oh yes, they told me about this when we got here, and I sent 2 men after that individual." Um, Barnabas looks raises an eyebrow. Um, he says, "Well, as you actually have a decent standing with the order, I'm going to let you in on what I've uncovered as of right now. This Duergar was running away from some people and heading to this establishment. Some gang members seem to be chasing him when they were all murdered here in the streets.
Um, what what makes you think that he was coming to the tavern?
Oh, just the way he was laying, and um, it just everything
I
shows
mean,
it
he
to
could
be
have been running
inaccurate.
out of the alley. He could have been trying to use it for cover too. Didn't mean that he was actually coming here for.
That's true. That's why I wanted to talk to you and ask about whether or not you knew of this man.
Do you do you think that he was the target of the explosion?
I do believe he was, yes. He seems the most injured of the group.
And do you have any idea what he might have had on his person that the perpetrator took off of him?
I do not. Do you?
No, no. When I rolled him over, all he had was a dagger in his hand. He didn't have anything else on him. But Fala said that the tall figure definitely took something off of him and ran away. And the tall figure was badly burned and limping.
Yes. Okay. And he was wearing the same armor, right? As the 2 dead gang members we have out there?
Who's that? The tall figure?
Yes. And yes, he was.
Okay. I was gonna
Uh,
say I don't think that Fala said that like that. I think she just said tall, dark cloaked figure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she describes him as wearing the dark armor.
Okay.
I did say a
Then
cloak.
yes, what she said.
Um. Well, it seems as if his pursuers didn't know that the attack was going to happen. They didn't have weapons drawn at all. I don't know if the Duergar also knew that the attack was coming or not, but he, like you said, had drawn his dagger in an attempt to probably for some self-defense. Um, I I actually did know that there were 3 people that were pursuing him and one had run off. If you would like, I could, you seem to have some sort of investigationary spirit. Could deputize you for this this investigation.
Ooh, can I come, Gorbert? I like watching you do your smart think thing.
Well, you are part of the guild also. I mean, I'm sure that he would deputize you as well, you know.
Yes.
I'm the one who has to ask Phoebe. And with that said, her
All right.
question is now mine.
I will, if you'd like to, I could put you on this investigation.
Sure.
All right.
What do you think, guys?
Why not?
Fantastic. I will let,
I have a feeling that the tavern's probably not going to be busy for a while. Nobody's going to want to come here anyway. Boom Boom Alley, that's what they're going to call it.
I've just forgot his name again.
Barnabas.
Barnabas.
No,
like that.
not Barnabas. That's the only name I
Bastion.
can think of. That's the
Bastion.
one. Bastion. I'll tell Bastion, and let him know to sign you on to this investigation.
Say hi to Bastion for me. We didn't see him last night. If he showed up, I definitely missed him.
I will let him know. If you do well on this, you could be up for a promotion. Multiple homicide. A very large case. Okay.
Like, oh, that sounds exciting. And she's going to look down at Gorbert and be like, what's a promotion?
You
Not
will.
what's a homicide?
Now, the bodies are being brought down to the morgue. In the North Ward. We'll have some clerics there to cast repose on the bodies and to keep them at least for the investigation. If it might cost you a little bit of coin, but you can use the clerics there to maybe let you in to investigate investigate the bodies further if you need.
All right, very well.
Why would it? Never mind. I'll ask Corbett later.
Do you have
Hand
any?
a second piece of French toast to Sora.
Do you have any other
Gladly takes it.
questions for me?
It's getting kind of cold
I
though.
don't think so. I mean, have you ever run across a construct or a puppet of this nature in the city?
There are a few. I believe they refer to the ones that look like people as nimble rights. I believe there's a few within the city. People sometimes use them as servants within their houses. They don't generally go long distances.
Interesting. Have you ever heard of one used in this manner?
No, I have not.
Well, that's disturbing.
I'm sure. I mean, not in this manner. Not to cast a spell or use an item of some kind.
Right.
Do you know what kind of, like, explosive was used?
Well, it cast a fireball spell of a high level.
Are constructs able to do that?
Well, that's what's worrisome. None that I have known have been able
Well,
to do that.
Well, the woman said it threw some kind of an orb on the ground. Perhaps the spell was stored inside the object.
Yes, an object like that. Um, of course, spells can be stored within objects like that. I don't know what. Obviously, the spell that's stored was a fireball. What it was stored in, I did not find any evidence of what that was.
Oh,
And then Phoebe is going to like reach into her third boob and pull the necklace out.
What's
His
that,
eyes,
Phoebe?
his eyes widen greatly.
oh, I kind of forgot about it. There was a young boy that was in the alley, and I found him like half in a barrel. It was really funny. He said he was hiding. He was not hiding very well. Anyway, he had this. He said that after the explosion, it fell in the barrel, and yeah, it has little glowy thingies on it. Do you think something like this?
Yeah, he reaches out to take it from you. And he brings it close to his eyes, and he says, "Yes, it looks like there's a fireball spell stored in each of these. Were you concealing this evidence from me?"
Nope, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, she's not the type to hide evidence.
Okay. Well,
Trust me, you didn't even need the zone of truth with her because she would just blurt out whatever you wanted to know.
well,
She's gonna be like, yeah, you're not lying.
each of these orbs contains a high level fireball spell, and it looks here as if there's room for 2 more that have been used already. An artifact of this make would be very rare.
Do you know who would make something like that?
Ooh, an artificer would be needed to make that, but a very high level artificer. That's well above my my level. I mean, there might be somebody at Inspired Hands that would know.
Yes, I would definitely start there. If you, I will be at the North Ward office. If you need my help with anything, let me know. I have lots of paperwork to do regarding these bodies, and we must start tracking down who these people are. Like I said, if you need help from some of the clerics, I believe they require a list of questions if you inspire to use something like Speak with Dead to get some more information. But please, good luck on trying to find out who did this. And
all right, Barnabas, we'll keep in touch.
yes, and he stands up to leave. He's taking the necklace of fireballs with him as its evidence.
Aw, I really wanted that. It was really shiny.
Yeah, it would be really nice. I'm sure. What would you guys like to do? You are now chasing after the people of this.
I don't know about you guys, but Phoebe needs more coffee.
Do you need a break?
I just need to refill my cup.
Okay.
I could go to the bathroom.
I could go get a Red Bull. So Ed, be entertaining.
I'll be entertaining.
Be
Hey,
entertaining.
High Hopes. Hey, Obni. What's up, guys? Dead Hand. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for coming in. Phoebe or Corgi? Corgi needs coffee. Corgi needs another cup of coffee. What's up, guys? So, who is it? Who did I just see is having dryer problems? Is that Obni? That sucks. That would be me. Yes. That sucks, man. What's it doing? It's not getting hot, or it's just not working? Made a weird sound last time you used it. Oh.
What?
Obni's dryer is on the fritz.
No, that sucks. Dryers are terrible. I just had furnace problems. So, glad I got that
Network
figured out.
enjoying story time. Yeah. Yeah, the belt is usually a good guess. Doesn't take much. They get stretched out, stuff like that.
Could be. Does it sound like it's on? It's just not doing it? Oh, you said it just made a weird sound. So it's actually drying. It's just like. Sounds funny.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, probably belt.
All right, I'm back.
Is it no dryer? Is it now a cooler? I don't think it works that way, Brownie.
Alrighty.
Is it a wetter? Yeah. No, stuff isn't made to be fixed, right? High Hopes. It's not made to be fixed anymore.
Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like your life now, right?
It really is.
Not being able to fix shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm apartment maintenance, so literally everything, like most of the stuff that breaks, we just have to replace because there is no repairing it. After the first break, it's crazy. Like there's some things, yes, but
Hilarious. Okay, so
older appliances are pretty basic.
I
Brownie.
love our old appliances.
So it's once they get into the new stuff with the boards, which 99% of the time, even the new stuff with the boards is usually something stupid like a relay or a fuse or a belt. It's usually something stupid. It's very rarely the board. Unless you do something like if you have a high efficiency washer and you don't use HE soap and you get the soap up into the board, you can short stuff out. But
I
other
had a
than that,
stove that wouldn't light, and I thought like I was tracking back, and I'm like looking at everything, and I got to the point, and I just like tore off, started tearing it apart,
Mhm.
and then there was just a wire that was just completely disconnected.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, most of the time it's
all right.
stupid stuff.
I don't know how
Like,
that
most of the time it's
happens,
stupid
but
stuff.
oh my god. So was at work last like couple hours.
I agree,
at work.
Abney.
I was doing some paperwork, and we have 2 computers in the back, and one of them nobody's been able to use for a week because some jackass lost the ball out of the fucking bottom of the mouse. And
That's an
What?
old school problem.
That's
Whoever-
yeah.
whoever lost that is an asshole.
I don't think I've seen a mouse ball in very long time.
So
Either.
anyway,
That's an old
Have you-
mouse.
Have you
Yeah.
cleaned your mouse's balls?
so anyway, they had to call somebody, right? A computer guy had to come out to put a new mouse in.
That's so sad.
Right? Well, because nobody's gonna fucking buy a mouse for the place. That's the thing.
You know what's sad is it was probably a PS2 connector instead of a USB. It probably had the round Microsoft plug on it.
Well, yeah, it does. It does. It has
IBM,
the
I mean.
round. It had the round one. Yeah. It doesn't even have the fucking thing doesn't even have USBs. It does. It's got 2 in the front, but they are disconnected from the rest of the computer. They're not even attached. So it doesn't even work. But anyway.
I think that just means it's time to upgrade it. What
They
do you
won't.
even use it for?
Oh my god, it's work. It's just emails and shit. It's the worst.
Okay.
It's terrible.
You lose the mouse ball when it gets dirty, right? And you bang it on the table to free it up and roll it back and forth really fast and bang it on the table. The next thing you know, that the clamp falls out and the mouse ball goes flying underneath something. That's how you lose your mouse ball.
You're gonna
But-
find it in like a week.
Yeah.
So
Or
the guy-
so I've heard.
the guy shows up to replace it while I'm sitting there using the other computer. And he first he goes to replace the keyboard because somebody apparently called in the keyboard, but the keyboard worked. And he's like, I went to check the keyboard and there's no mouse. So I guess I need a mouse? I go, yeah, that's actually what's broken is the mouse. So he leaves and comes back with the mouse. And he hooks up the mouse and I leave and then come back. And now I'm on that computer and I'm using the mouse, the new mouse that's on, but it's not a new mouse. It looks like somebody chucked it down a hallway. It's like all scuffed up, the whole back of it is, and it's like a
that's because
used
they don't make
laser
those-
mouse from 2004.
They don't make those mice anymore. He had to dig through his spare parts box in the back of the van to find it.
They make fucking
Yeah.
adapters. They make just use an adapter. But oh my god. I brought the store manager back to show him. I was like, look at this. He's like, how ghetto is this place? I'm like, whatever. We have 2 broken wrappers. That's how bad our problem is at the moment.
How many does that leave you? 1?
We have half of one.
You get your screen fixed on the big scale yet or no?
No. So one doesn't have a screen and the other one doesn't wrap. So you have to use both wrappers to do one job. And only one person can do it at a time. It's dumb. Anyway.
Seems the most efficient way to run things.
Yeah. The store. Alrighty. So, we're back. You guys are in the tavern. You've been set upon the task of finding out who killed all those people in the street and why did they do it. What would you like to-
GoFundMe to upgrade to a typewriter.
Oh my gosh.
That truly actually might be an
Oh
upgrade.
my god. That would be hilarious if I put that in. If I got a typewriter and I swapped it out for the computer in the thing. I got to put a camera up in the corner of the room because it would be hilarious.
Yeah, and then you have to, when somebody's like, "What is this?" Be like, this isn't going to work, and then you're like, "Oh, forgot to connect it to the network," and then you just go over and
yeah.
shove the cable up underneath it.
Corgi, have you ever seen the meme when young mechanics ask old mechanics how they used to work on stuff in the old days, and it's a typewriter with jumper cables hooked up to it
Yes,
to the
yes.
carburetor?
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to suggest
Possibly we need to go talk to someone at the House of the Inspired Hands and see if they know anything about this. What did he call it? A nimble light or a nimble swift or something? What did he call it?
He called it a nibbler wick.
A nibbler. I don't think that was
Sounds
it, but it's
right.
close enough.
A nimble right.
nimble right.
Yeah, maybe if there's not that many of them in the city, maybe the House of the Inspired Hands might be able to give us a list.
They might be able to tell us about the necklace.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, who was it? Elga?
Elga was studying crystals, so maybe she knows something about that.
Oh man.
It's too bad. It's too bad Barnabas took it with him.
I can make a drawing of it for you.
Well, yeah, but it would be nice to have it to inspect.
Well, I mean, maybe
I'm not trying to put you on the spot there, bully.
No, you're fine.
maybe if we get permission, maybe we could bring Elga with us, and she could look at it at the place.
Oh, maybe yeah. If we
Morgue.
bring her to the Magus and Protectors, maybe Barnabas will let us inspect it there.
Mhm.
That's a good idea, Phoebe.
You're welcome. I'm full of good ideas. We also need to go find out which one of the agencies those dead bards belong to and see if I can get on there.
Do you recognize them from the party last night? Were they here playing, or were they some of the ones that just showed up and started playing in the alley?
What do I remember, bully?
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh, good. We all know how good she is at that. 6.
They could have been there. Maybe not. You don't know.
Yeah, that's
Well,
basically.
I know we
what
had
she
some.
said.
I know we had some random bards wandering in, trying to get in on the action late at night. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I wasn't
You
sure
did.
if they were some of the ones that we hired, or if they were just.
Oh, they were not ones you hired.
Randos.
They were not
Okay,
ones
so they
you
were just
hired.
randos that showed up. Okay.
Yes.
I don't recognize them as ones that were hired, but I don't recognize if they were there or not.
Well, obviously they were here.
Well, they were this morning.
Hmm.
I mean, it's been like 8 hours or so since the party finished.
Yeah, that is true. So, Sora, did you want to come with us, or
Yeah. Sounds like
Okay.
fun.
let's go see?
I think it was Elga, right?
The Inspired Hands. Yep.
Look.
Yeah.
Elga. Oh, she had a last name, but I can't remember. Storm something.
Sun Shadow.
Sun Shadow. Do you remember what race she is?
She was
He
a
was a-
dwarf.
Dwarf.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say dwarf or elf.
Something.
She was a dwarf.
With the glasses a lot like Gorbert's that slide down, making her eyes way too big.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So you head out of the house and head down the street. After a little while, you make your way over to the House of the Inspired Hands. You walk up on this large, it's like a Gothic style building, cathedral style building, made of moving metal parts, with the large toothed cog with 4 spokes largely in the middle, in front of the door. As you stand there in front, Gorbert, you looking up at the building. You look up all the way at the top, and you can see there's a top of the building is a very thin-looking golden man. He's wearing a wide-brimmed hat and has a very pointed face. As you look at him, yep, go ahead.
He's standing on top of the building.
He's standing on top of the building. Yep. He reaches a hand out to you, sort of like with his hand up, and from his hand leaves a small bronze object that begins to fly through the sky and directly at you. I need you guys to all roll initiative.
Dun-dun.
Ta-da! You're not here anymore, but it doesn't really matter. We'll put you on the word map.
God.
Woo, get that out of the way. Cool. Good. Cool.
Cool. Oh my goodness.
I can't click on my token anymore.
Oh, because you're gone. Oh, you don't need to click on your token. You just need to roll.
We don't use that here.
We do a couple every now and again.
Every now and again. Okay. So, at this, there's a small golden colored object flying through the sky at you. Phoebe, you are going first. Let's say Gorbert tells you that it's coming. So you look up at it.
Look out, Phoebe!
I look up at it. And let's see. What does Phoebe have? I was like, she baseball bats it back at him, but no, that would be a crazy roll. I am going to do something a little weird.
Okay. Most of the things Phoebe does is a little weird, but okay.
Not wrong.
She is going to cast Enlarge Reduce on it and make it smaller.
Oh, please roll to see if it actually makes it smaller or bigger.
Okay. What is the roll? Is there a roll?
You choose a creature or an object that you can see within range to grow larger or smaller for the duration. Choose either a creature or an object that is neither worn nor carried. If the target is unwilling, it can make a Constitution saving throw. On a success, it has no effect.
Okay. Okay.
If it succeeds,
Please
the size
go
is
high.
halved.
It rolls
go,
an
he-
11.
I was gonna say, please go high-low on bigger, smaller.
Has an 11. What's
My
the
my
DC?
DC is 15.
All right, so it becomes smaller. Does
That'd
its
be
AC
hilarious.
go up? Probably have disadvantage on attacks at this
What,
point. It's only okay. So it's only like it's not a large object. It's a small object.
Small like a
Now
coin.
it's tiny.
Small like a bird. Oh, like
The
a bird.
target's size is
Like-
halved.
And now
in
it's
dimensions.
halved in dimensions. Okay, so now it's like the
And its
size
weight
of a deck of
is
cards.
and its weight is reduced by 1/8.
Okay.
The reduction decreases
very small thing.
its size by one category, from medium to small, for example. Until the spell ends, the target also has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The weapons also shrink to match the new size. While these weapons are reduced, the targets attacked with them deal 1d4 less damage.
Okay. With that, it 1d4 less damage.
Yep.
Oh
Cannot
my
drop below
goodness.
1,
Could not-
obviously.
okay. All right. Well. So it is now going to turn and fly directly at Phoebe. It rolls a 9.
It misses.
Okay, so it flies past you and slams into the ground, shattering. As it flies by, you can see it looked like a sparrow, but made of metal. Before slamming directly into the ground and shattering across the sidewalk. After that, you look back up at the thing, and the man standing up there is gone.
That was very strange.
That was.
And I release the spell, and that means that what it is goes back to its normal size.
So the parts come back to the normal size.
Yeah.
They're all over the ground there.
Well,
It's a
I'm
broken
sorry.
bird.
I'm sorry you guys didn't get a fight, but I picked the right choice.
That's it. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I guess I'm gonna collect the pieces and inspect them.
Okay. Run. In investigation.
And 8.
An 8. Okay. You come up with a lot of the parts that you can tell make it a bird, but all of the motory parts that would have made it go seem to be destroyed or lost all over the. So you have a lot of the like the wings and the tail and like the head thing. It's more like a cone.
But it seems to be some kind of a clockwork.
Sparrow.
It's not just an object. It seems to be some kind of
Yes.
some kind of clockwork construct.
Yep.
Okay.
I wonder who that was. And why would he throw this at us?
I don't know. I didn't see him. Sorry.
You didn't see him? The tall gold guy with the big hat?
Nope.
Man, I wish I.
Who?
The guy standing up on the roof. The guy that threw this bird at us.
Yeah, you didn't. Nobody saw him other than Gorbert. And you guys are arguing about this as you head inside. As you come in, you can see there's the table with the man who's working on his little thing he's dealing with, Rubik's Cube like device. And
Who was the guy up on the roof?
guy up on the roof. What guy are you talking
Yeah,
about?
tall gold looking guy with a broad brimmed hat threw this bird at us.
Gold guy.
Oh,
He's outside.
Yeah, he was up on the roof.
All right, one moment. I need to go get Valletta. Stay here. He stands up and turns and knocks on the door behind him.
Did he just say he's going to get a ladder?
No,
he said he needs to go get Valletta.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally heard ladder. I was like, why is he climbing on the roof? We already told him the guy's gone.
He knocks on the door and you can hear Valletta on the other side call him in. He comes inside, has a bit of a conversation with her before she comes out with him. She's for you that don't remember, she's a bronze dragonborn. She's wearing a nice robe, like dress robe thing. I'm not getting into that again. I gotta stay away from doing that.
Just say color dress.
Color
Big
dress.
fluffy dress, like
dress.
like
It's a dress. thing. Well, it's not really a dress. It's like a robe. It's like a mage's robe. She says, welcome. You said you saw a gold man on the roof?
Yes, he hurled this bird at us.
Bird?
Yes, and I'll show her the pieces.
Well, the man is Nim. He is our nimble right. He was given to us by a Lantanese wizard.
Does he normally make practice of assaulting people as they come into the building?
No, he's also not supposed to be making his own creations.
Now, this is kind of odd considering what happened this morning.
So you're saying that you have a Nimblewright construct that is capable of making its own constructs?
It seems that way, yes.
Oh my, that could be very dangerous.
Did he have a limp this morning, by the way?
Limp? No. Nim doesn't limp.
It's interesting because we actually came here to speak to someone about Nimblewrights. We seem to be looking for one in particular, and the city guard said that there actually weren't that many in the city.
No, there's not a whole lot of them. There's a couple. A few at least.
We're looking for one that's generally all in black with a cloak.
You say looking for one.
Yes,
wait,
so
I think you are you guys are confused. Okay, out of game real quick. So Fala saw somebody take something from the Durgar and leave.
Yeah.
That person was hit with the fireball.
Oh, okay.
I
thought they were one of the
The
same.
Nimblewright was on the
Gotcha.
roof. The Nimblewright was on the roof and threw the fireball down, and somebody
So
else.
the Nimblewright on the roof was.
She did not say it was gold, though.
Yeah.
Gold is kind of like a very unique thing.
But did she say? Did she give any kind of description as far as being dark or anything else? No, right?
Who, Fala or the other lady?
The other lady. She just said somebody was standing on the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So I'll retract my statement and say they were searching for a Nimblewright that threw, for lack of a better word, an orb of fireball at our establishment last night, killing several people in the Troll Skull Alley.
That was this morning.
Oh, yes, this morning. I'm sorry. We had a little bit of a late night last night. It's all kind of a blur.
Are you working with somebody?
This is official business with the mages and protectors.
Yes, we were asked by Barnabas at the Mages and Protectors to look into it since I had connections to the artificer community.
Okay. Well, this is very concerning. Come with me. And she leads you into her office. It's a very nice office, but you're not in there very long. She leads you straight across the room to the other side, where there's a ladder, a staircase that leads up. She takes you up three floors, and then down a hallway to another room. At the end of the room, she unlocks the door, and it opens to a very tight spiral staircase that you go up one more floor to it's like a loft room. Well, like a it's not really a loft. It's like an attic room. Is really what I'm trying to say. The inside, it looks like a bedroom. It's fairly well taken care of, though can be considered slightly messy with stacks of books around the room. On a table, there's a very lumpy pile hidden by a blanket of sorts. And there's from behind one of the bookshelves steps a golden man. His arms and legs are very thin. His body is very sort of like boxy, but his face is long and pointed. I think that I might have a thing. I might have things. Might be able to show you stuff if I actually tried to DM for a minute.
You may not have to switch my page.
Nope. I'm just looking to see if there's somebody here. Or yeah, but there's not. So he steps out. Yeah, that guy with the red hat.
Oh, I have to expand this so I can see.
I'm gonna try to do a better job in a moment. Let me see.
Okay. At least I spelt it right.
Oh, there we go. Show to players. Show to everyone.
That's cool.
So he steps out from behind one of the bookshelves, and he looks at Valletta. Now Valletta walks up to him and starts to question him about stepping outside and the incident with the bird. Nim doesn't respond with a voice, but he makes a series of simple hand gestures to explain to her that it had found an entrance or an exit through one of the walls to the roof. Okay. And it's just been toying with flight. And the idea of flight and learning how to fly. She says, "Do you have any questions for Nim? He will be able to I will make sure he answers correctly. I'll have to interpret for you."
Well, I mean, the first big one is, why'd you throw this thing at us?
He didn't throw it. He released it for flight. has a.
I don't know. It seemed like it was pretty targeted.
Well, he means that he didn't send it down to attack. It wasn't also flying as well as it was expected.
I guess the other question would be is where was he this morning? Was he across town, or has he been here the entire time?
She turns and signs a bit to him. He signs back. Says, she says that he was here. This morning. So she asks, she explains to him what happened. That there's people dead and that you're trying to find out who did this. He admits that he had been toying with building another Nimblewright as a way to ease its loneliness. But once it was finished, it left through the exit to the roof.
What do you mean it left? Like it just walked out?
Well, so she answers, well, Nim, he's tied with an enchantment to live here and not leave the building. There's no way he could have left. But his creation is not as it does not hold the same enchantment as is created without knowledge of him, of us.
You had no knowledge that he was building a construct? I mean, right under your nose?
No, he generally is just a very well servant, a very good servant. Takes care of things fairly well.
You're gonna look at Phoebe and say, "Oh, this isn't good. This isn't
don't-
good. If there's a rogue construct out there, this isn't good."
We don't come to his room very often.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know much about constructy thingies like Gorber does, but rogue doesn't sound like a good word when speaking about them. No offense, Sora.
Nim
None taken.
Nim turns and leaves. Like, he doesn't leave, but he turns and he heads away from you to his desk and removes the blanket. There's a bunch of little contraptions there, like different, looks like a broken arm and some other different parts, but underneath he lifts out a 1 foot long copper contraption with an umbrella like metallic protrusion at one end. Nim explains to Valletta that it built this device to help find the other Nimblewright, but it's obviously not able to leave the temple's grounds. But he explains how it works and how to use it. They hand it over to you. I hope this will be useful in maybe finding him.
And what does it do? What is it, a locator?
Yes, it sort of will spin when within 500 feet of another Nimblewright. Other than
Oh, interesting. That's quite the That's quite the invention there, Nim.
He
Yeah,
he
so
nods.
I'll take it.
All right. I'm very sorry. I do not know why this creature would have this Nimblewright would be attacking a group of people, even if designed by Nim.
When was the last time that Nim saw his construct?
She asks. He answers a month ago.
A month ago. So is it possible that another individual may have taken control of it?
It's possible, yes. Improbable, I would assume. I don't think Nim here is responsible entirely for this.
No, I don't believe I can't really hold Nim responsible for his actions. He is just a construct. But it definitely shows you that you need to improve your security measures to keep things like this from happening in the future.
Yes. If we're done here, I'm going to have a pretty good talking to here with Nim in a bit. But
Right.
if we're all done, I would like to show you out.
Actually, while we're here, if it's all right, I would like to go inside and speak with Elga for a moment.
Yes, okay, of course. But she begins to lead you out of her office, down through her office and out. When she gets through there, she says, if you manage to collect this other Nimblewright and bring it back here safely, we will pay greatly for that. Although at the very least we do ask that you destroy it if you cannot bring it back.
Judging from its behavior this morning, if this is the same Nimblewright, I don't think we're going to have much of a choice but to destroy it.
Well, if you destroy it, please bring proof back here.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll walk into the workshop.
Okay. There's a bunch of people working within the workshop all over the different stations around the room. You make your way around down to where Elga had been set up before. She is set up there, and this time she's working on a she's got two lights that are being sent through like tubes filled with liquid that are being projected through these pink crystals on each side. And the lights are being fired basically at each other through this liquid. As you walk up, she's not really paying attention. She's completely zoned in on this. She's furiously taking notes.
Elga, excuse me, Elga. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you, but I have a question that you might be just the person to see.
Yes. Sure. What can I do for you?
Well, we had a bit of an incident at the tavern where we live, and it was involving a Nimblewright that was in possession of orbs of fireball. Have you ever dealt with any of those types of infusions?
Well, there's a few ways you could do it, you know. I don't know what
This
her
was
voice
very high level. They were orange orbs on what appeared to be some kind of a necklace or a large bracelet. They were about this big, and it looked like it held 4 of them, and there were 2 remaining. Is that something that
Yes.
you've ever seen around the inspired hands?
Well, there's a few different ways you could go about it, right? You could have an artificer infuse the spell, but there's also you might be able to buy such an object that had like a wand, for instance, like a wand of fireball. You could buy those down there. They're just enchanted with said spell. If you have a stone that's of good quality, that's
I
you
mean,
can store
an
spells in
orb of
certain
fireball, an orb of fireball seems kind of black market to me. I mean, I don't think that's something you can just go down to the market district and
Yes.
buy.
Yes, the spell itself, that might be a little harder to come by, at least in general circles. But
How many artificers do you know could do something like that?
It would have to be a very high level artificer.
so a very high level artificer, maybe somebody at one of the other one of the masters, the grandmasters, or somebody who's doing something on their own, not in the school anymore. As far as, but I'm sure wizards would be able to infuse an item with the spell if the item is designed to hold spells.
Oh, that's true. Like a ring of spellbinding.
Right. But if it's a single use item that is created to hold one spell one time until its release, I'm sure a wizard or some other form of enchanter might be able to take that upon themselves as well.
Interesting.
Do you think maybe Taryn would know something?
It's possible. It's possible, or
It's possible, but this could just be an item that's been passed around. It would be rare, and I don't know if anybody here would be, like you say, if it being not one of the more common enchantments placed on an item. I'm not sure if anybody around here will have seen it before. But you're willing to.
interesting. Well, I guess our next stop. Well, I don't even know what our next stop is.
Could go and see
I
the
guess as good as
bodies.
mine.
Yeah, we could go down to the morgue and look at the bodies.
Sounds like a great time to me.
You can't steal anything from them.
I can try.
I don't think there's anything on them.
They have teeth.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard you say.
Only if
Really?
you heard what
That's the
I
weirdest
don't
thing?
say.
Yeah.
That something valuable on them is their teeth.
Are you gonna steal their toenails too, Sora?
Only if they're satyrs.
I'm going to walk around to the other side of Gorbert.
You also have
Well,
the nimble rate detector. Whoever has the nimble
Yes.
rate detector.
I do.
Okay. Just just remember you have that as well.
So thank you, Elga. I guess we'll take what little bit of knowledge that we've gotten here and try to figure out what happened.
Okay. Well, have a good day. Oh, wait, before you go, do you have that cat with you?
Yes, Travis is right here.
Ah, yes. She picks him up to look at him, double checks the eye, make sure the eye is working well. Well, he looks good, but if you want to bring him back and work on him some more sometime, let me know.
Yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week, but once things settle down, I'm sure I'll come back and sit down with you and work on some stuff.
Sounds great.
Derp, do you have a crush?
No, I don't have a crush. You shut up, Phoebe.
All right. So, you head from the House of the Inspired Hands to the northward Morgue. Is that where you're headed?
I have a question. Is it sunny out right now?
Yes, this isn't Barovia.
What I'm gonna take the detector
Mhm.
from Gorbert because she doesn't see it as a detector. She sees it as an umbrella, and she's gonna hold it like a
Well,
parasol.
it's very small. The umbrella itself is
She doesn't
very
care.
small.
She doesn't care. She's gonna hold it over her head like a parasol.
Okay.
Phoebe, that's not how that works.
How do you know?
Can I, if I show this to you, does it?
You
show
were
to me?
there when he explained how to use it.
What was I? We all know how much attention I paid, to anybody talking. I'm bored. I need a nap.
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's enough to like shield one eye from the sun and convince her it's working.
All right. So as you guys walk through, Phoebe's playing with the detector. As you go through, it whenever you would spin it, it spins a little bit and makes a whirring sound, but just the sound that means it's on. Really, it's very slow. You head over to the morgue. As you walk inside, you don't really see anybody. There's like a closed room with a door on the opposite side of the room from you guys, and two benches in that room, and a window next to the door with like a grate over top of it. There's nobody standing behind the grate. Couple of minutes in the room. Nobody seems to be coming to check and see if you're there.
Phoebe's just slowly spinning the little umbrella.
I
Totally
guess
distracted.
I guess I'll bang on the grate.
Excuse me, anybody here?
A couple minutes. You're. I'm coming. A man comes out wearing they're like a dark brown robe, with a like a black leather apron over top of it. Around his neck, you can see a holy symbol hanging from there. He says, what can I do for you? It's been a bunch of people brought in today. Is there something I can do for you?
Well, that's kind of why we're here. We're helping the Mages and Protectors investigate the explosion over in Troll Skull Alley this morning.
Ah,
Yeah,
I see.
Bus Barn Man. Bus Barn Man sent us.
Barnabas. His name is Barnabas.
Okay.
Isn't that what I
Well,
said?
I'm going to need some identification.
Lulu Dallas multipass.
I'll
Okay.
show mine as well.
Well, if you'd like to come and inspect the bodies, they are in a room in the back.
Okay.
If you need to question them, just let us know. There's a little bit of a cost for the use of the spell, but it's more of like a donation, really.
And how much would that be?
It's just 25 gold.
Okay.
If you want, I can just revivify him.
No. What? No. What? Wait. You can do that?
Yeah, they've been dead too long, probably though, huh?
No. Yeah. Probably.
Yes, they have.
I mean,
Or
I suppose
it's like
the
a
only
minute,
one that
right?
we'd want to.
Yeah, a minute.
Yeah, it's a minute.
The only one that we'd really want to talk to, I suppose, would be the Durgar, right?
Um, you would like to speak to the Durgar?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, that's he seemed to be the actual intended target of the attack.
Okay. He leads you into the room. In the room there are 11. There are 11 bodies. The one elderly female human. The two Zentarim guys. Two female humans and a male half elf in servant's clothes. The Duragar and two female halflings and two male halflings. As you walk up to the Duragar, guys can check over the body. Do whatever what would you like to do?
I assume he's still clothed, just like he came in
Yep.
from the scene.
Yep.
All right,
They
so
have,
so I guess I'll search him.
All right, investigation.
Nice, 21.
Okay. So the gnome, or he's not a gnome, the Durgar has dry waste on his boots and cloak, suggesting he has spent some time in the sewers recently. He also has a pouch containing 5 100 gold gemstones. 5 gemstones worth 100 gold. Other than that, you don't find anything. Oh, he has his dagger with him as well. It's been placed back in its sheath on his side.
Is it just a regular dagger?
Yeah.
Yep. It has a like a brass hilt with like a like small green gem in it.
I'll take the pouch and the dagger
for evidence.
Yes.
And now we'd like to ask him so I know that he won't be able to tell us anything that happened after he died.
Yes.
Okay.
You get 5 questions. You can't ask him anything that happened after his death. He won't be able to answer. And he doesn't necessarily have to tell the truth. So understand that.
Understood.
All right. 25 gold for 5 questions.
Okay, I will hand you the 25 gold.
Righty. Your 5 questions. Or you can have a question, I guess. He
Okay.
casts a spell. Some light goes from his hands over the Durgar's body, and his eyes open wide. And he takes like a. It's not really like a. This sounds sort of like a breath. As his lungs fill with air again, and but he doesn't exhale. He just holds it in.
Okay, so the captain of the guard said, Barnabas said that he believes that this Duragar was headed towards the tavern. So I guess we should ask him that, right? Was he actually headed towards the tavern this morning, right?
Well, I mean, we could ask him specifically, or we could ask more broadly. It's up to you. You could ask
Well,
him
how
if
would
he's
you
heading
how
to
would
the
you
tavern.
broaden it? I mean, was he
Where were you going? Or does it have to be yes and no?
It doesn't have to be yes or no.
It doesn't have to be yes and no.
You could ask him where he was going.
Okay. Where were you going before the explosion?
I searched for a place to hide the stone.
Stone. You think that could be what that guy took off of him? Did you have the stone in your possession this morning?
Yes, I had the Stone of Galore. It needs to be kept safe. There are many people who want it.
Maybe ask him, what is the stone? Or the
Okay.
significance of the stone?
What's the significance of the stone?
The stone is the key to finding the hoard hidden within the city.
Three, right?
Yep, that's 3.
I mean, the guy, the only things I can think of is who were after him.
Yeah,
What is
maybe.
the horror? I
I believe you said horde.
thought he said horror.
What did he
Hoard.
say?
It's hoard. It's hoard.
The
Okay.
horde. The stone is the key to finding the horde hidden within the city.
Oh, the gold hoard. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um. Who knew you had the stone?
There's the gangs of the city both searched for me. I was trying to find this group of adventurers that had saved the son of the one true open lord of Waterdeep.
I think he's talking about us.
The last question is probably the most important, huh?
Let's
Yeah,
not let
there's-
BB make the question.
Well, I mean, what else do we want to know?
I mean,
This
we
the
could.
stone.
Can we destroy the stone? Why is it important to keep the stone hidden? What's inside of the hoard?
Well, the hoard is the fortune that Renor's father was accused of embezzling. I would assume that's what everybody was always talking about. They needed to find the stone to find the
Oh, I have an idea.
Never
Quick
Ember
question.
fortune. What?
What is it that he would have told those adventurers? Obviously it's us. What would he have told us giving it to us? I mean, that's a cool idea. I mean, but that's all I really have.
Right. I don't know. I mean, that's I guess.
I mean, he
What
may have
else?
told us wanted to tell us nothing, and we'll get no answer.
I don't know. I don't know if he was alive to see who took it from him, but I'm assuming it was a Zent that took it from him because Fala said they were dressed all in black. Um,
I'll let you guys mull it over.
She's
I mean,
gonna
what do you think,
start,
Sora?
start playing with the umbrella again.
Would
This
you
is not
stop?
my strong
Would you
suit.
stop that? Okay, so I guess I guess this is the last question. What message did you have for the adventurers?
To keep the stone safe until I could come back and after I could escape the people trying to capture me. The Zents were very close to me today before the fireball went off.
Closer than you know, buddy. Closer than you know.
So with that, his eyes close and the air escapes back from his lungs. The cleric says, if you have any more questions for him, you will have to wait until tomorrow. I can cast the spell again, just not on him today. If you would like to speak to anybody else,
I understand. I understand. I don't know. Do we want to question one of the Zentarum?
I mean, they are enemies, so I don't know if they'll answer honestly. Well, I mean, it's not that they're enemies, but I don't think they see us as friends. I mean, none of us are a member of the Zents, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's two dead Zents.
Yep, 2 dead Zents.
I don't know. What do you think, guys? Is it worth asking them who was with them? Or, well, I mean, we know who they're working for. It's the Zents. Phoebe, maybe this ties into what you were talking about. When you said the box was the key. Maybe you mistook that for the stone is the key.
I don't know, but that was Xanathar, or that was the Xanathar. That wasn't Zens.
Well,
But
yeah,
they
but he
were
just
looking
said
for a man. You are right.
he just said both gangs have been looking for him. Both gangs have been trying to get a hold of the stone. And we know that from what Raynar told us. Right? It was Raynar that told us that way back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if the Zents have the stone, they're that much closer to finding the Horde.
I guess I don't see what's the big deal if they find a whole bunch of money.
Well, because it was embezzled from the city. Or supposedly embezzled from the city.
Well, I mean, the city doesn't have it right now, and they seem to be doing fine.
not really.
Greed will do a lot.
Phoebe doesn't know that.
Yeah,
as far
Phoebe
as
doesn't
she
know
knows,
that.
the city is beautiful,
That's true.
or is
yes.
running beautifully.
There's all kinds
We
of
are
problems
running a
politically.
successful business.
Politically, there's all kinds of problems, but yeah, it's really not part of your sphere of influence. If you if that's all though.
I think that's all for today.
Okay. He leaves you out. Checking that there's nothing crazy that I skipped. Oh,
No.
yeah, but that's you guys. So. All right. So, oh, you guys are leaving. This is the same building that what's his face said he would be at, Barnabas. But this is like the other end of the building. Just a different outside door. If you happen to want, just so you know.
I mean, we can go speak with Raynar again and find out any more that he knows. Since he's the one who told us about what was going on in the first place with this whole stone. And it is kind of his father that, took all the money. So that's another person we can go talk to.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Do we know where to find Raynar now?
Nope, he just said that he was shacking up with some lady. He never gave us a place. But if we talk to... Oh.
If we talk to Volo, who talks to Floon, who might know where Raynar is.
Okay, I guess we can go find Volo. And would you give me that detector, because you're not using it right.
No,
So
it's keeping the sun out of my eye.
It's not keeping the sun out of your eyes.
It really is. Just one
No,
eye, but it's totally working.
Here, give me it.
Fine. If you're just going to be all annoying like that.
Where are you guys headed?
To go find Volo.
You're gonna go find Volo.
To see if he can lead us to Floon, who can tell us where maybe Raynar is.
Okay.
It's convoluted, but that's what we got. We don't know where Raynar is, except that he's shacking up with a chick.
True. Okay. So where would you like to go looking for Volo?
No, do we want to start back at the alley?
Well, I mean, we can start at the hotel that we knew he was staying at.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yep.
So you guys are... Oh, where is that? It's way down here. That's a long ways away. You guys been there a long time. Black Star, right? Right there.
Yep.
Next to the yawning portal. Nearby, anyway.
Did I hear yawning portal?
Nearby.
nearby.
We should also go there.
No, I've had my fill of the yawning portal for a while.
Remember, we said we were gonna step top this time and watch. We
Ugh.
don't have to sit right next to it this time.
Yeah, with our luck, some flying beast will come out of it this time.
Yeah, there's plenty of adventurers in there that can take care of it.
Okay. So as you walk your way down through, you're checking for nimble rights as you move, I assume.
I'll keep the detector going. Whatever I have to
Okay.
do to it.
You just squeeze it.
Mhm.
And it makes it like it spins and it makes like a humming sound. But it's moving fairly slowly. Bunch about riding a griffin.
I'm sorry. I'm eating a bacon cheeseburger.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That sounds good.
okay. So as you wander, where were you before? You're going from the place.
We're going from the morgue to the Black
Right.
Star.
That doesn't bring you anywhere near there. Huh. Okay. So as you make your way down down the high road, basically, heading towards the trades ward, you make it down to, it doesn't seem to go off at all on your way down through. You make it to the Black Star Inn. You walk into the familiar place, and there's a woman at the door that collects the money if you would like a room. Are you back again? Would you like another room?
No, I don't
thank
think
you.
we need a room. We're just we're looking for Volo if he's here.
I believe Volo is still staying here, but I don't think he's here. He's been gone for most of the day.
But he still has a room here.
Yes.
So you guys want to? We can sit around and drink till he comes. I'll nudge Gorbert. Little smile.
We could, or we could just leave him a note to contact us at the Troll Skull.
Yeah, but then we gotta wait for him to come, and
Well, we're gonna have to scour most of this city looking for this Nimblewright. You're more than welcome to sit here and wait for him.
no, if we have other things we can
It
be
would be
doing.
like mid-afternoon at this point.
Mm.
Probably not later, but that's fine. Mid-afternoon's okay. Like 4-ish. Late afternoon. What would you guys like to do? Are you gonna wait?
We could
Are you
just-
gonna go walking around the city.
Leave him a note to tell him to have Floon contact us. Just cut out that extra step.
There you go.
Fair.
Yep.
Good point.
Okay. You leave a note. and you guys head out back onto the street.
Yeah.
To go wander around the city looking for
nimble rights.
Looking for nimble rights. Where would you like to go first?
I don't know. Do we want to go through the trade ward? I'm pretty sure. What's the
I suggest that we go through the dock ward while it's
the
still
dock
daylight.
the dock ward is the one that was the rough part of town. Yeah, so let's go
Yeah.
through the dock ward.
Okay. Now, does it say here? I think it does somewhere. It says it takes hours. Sure. Somewhere. Anyway, you spend the rest of the day wandering around the dock ward. And just before night, you're actually coming down through this lower section here. Just before nighttime. It's still daylight out. You're down on Chip Street. And as you turn down on Stern Post, it begins to spin up a little bit more. It begins to speed up.
Oh, it's doing something, guys. Look.
Whoa.
So this just tells us that we're within 500 feet
Of a nimble right.
of a nimble right.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily Nim's nimble right.
Just not Nim.
Right. So I guess I'll keep walking down Stern Post to see if it speeds up at all.
Alrighty. It does start to speed up, but I think we're gonna end. We're gonna end there because we're already late.
Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum. All right.
I think
guys
we're onto
take-
something, guys.
Where is that
Get
road at?
it-
Missed the ping.
It's down here, Stern Post.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna draw on here. Draw. This is where you are. Just so that I can remember. I'm not gonna be able to see that. It's in purple.
I can see it. There you go.
I know, but I won't be able to see it when it comes time to see it. But thanks guys for hanging out. Lots happened. They started their investigation. Doing the thing. Checking out dead people. See ya.
So where do you want to go? You want to go over to Tom?
Sure, let's head over to Tom. He's probably still streaming.
Yeah, he's still streaming, painting his Necromunda.
Alrighty. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Don't
for coming
forget-
out, guys. Omni,
forget-
good luck with your dryer, buddy.
Yep, don't forget tomorrow is Strahd.
Tomorrow is Strahd, yes. And
Anyways,
anything could happen. Oof.
anything can happen. We could all die.
All right, guys.
More than
Like
likely.
50-50.
Raid away. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Right. Next.
His desk looks like what I imagine your brain looks.
Yeah.